Welcome and hello, friends. Oh, dude, my
Hello,
webcam.
guys. Oh man, I need to turn on this Twitch. Okay.
Oh
Hi,
yeah,
guys.
I didn't mute the stream.
You hear yourself?
Yeah, hold
Oh
on,
my
I
god, I
hear
hear
myself
myself
30
on YouTube.
times.
Yeah, I can hear myself everywhere.
Wait,
Oh
hold
my
on.
god. All right, guys. We haven't had one of these in a really, really long time. I think the last time we had like a video AMA was like
Before
literally
launch?
before launch, but I think about a month ago. But yeah, we have a lot of new faces coming into the server, getting, being a part of the community. So, how the schedule is gonna work is we're gonna do a brief overview of the main collection HVW, talk about the PFP collection, voltage, and talk more about the utility coming up. But yeah, thank you guys for coming in, and let's get started.
Well, make sure, just so we know everyone's in chat, make sure to drop some thunderbolts, some zap emojis, say hello.
Yes, I totally forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
say something so we can make sure we get you credit for whitelist or whatever.
yeah, drop a comment and then we'll take a screenshot. Everyone who has a comment in the screenshot will get whitelist.
Yeah, and if your name on Twitch is different, or name on Twitch or YouTube are different from your Discord handle, please drop your Discord handle.
Yep.
So we make sure who we're giving roles to.
Damn, that lightning bolt looks hella weird on Twitch.
Yeah, it's kind of scuffed, low key.
Okay.
It ain't the iconic, but
Anyways,
all right.
before we get started, here is all the information about the mint going on the 20th. We're gonna be launching on the 20th on 420. Whitelist or HVW holder will get whitelisted if they delisted their NFT in the snapshot. We've already got the snapshot underway, and they're all gonna get one whitelist token. You guys get the mint for free. Next is gonna be the whitelist mint. That's what everyone who else, everyone who came in, they're going to get a whitelist token. They're going to be able to mint, and that's going to be at 0.2 Sol. And we have 765 spots for them. And for public mint, we have 500 saved for public. So everyone who wants to stack the NFT has, there's plenty of NFTs to go around for you guys to stack. And that's going to be going on at 3 p.m. So we're going to have an hour block between each whitelist sale. And then going to public, we're going to keep that open for however long we want to keep that open for. But again, here is the schedule. What is High Voltage World? We're going to have an introduction to the main collection, talk about the citizens, also talk about voltage and staking, the HVW auction house, which is the primary utility that we've been pushing, and also expansion utility going forward with everything. So as you can see from us even being on camera, we are fully doxed. My name is Jackie Lee, also known as Jericho. That's Landon, also known as Socrates. Before all of this, I own a crypto mining company called Vulcan Mining, and that's going to be the primary facility where all of our crypto miners are located. And Landon, you can tell a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so no, my name is, as you can see, Landon Narayan Baksh. I have a lot of my background actually comes from education related stuff. I've created several programs on things like ACT, SAT prep. I used to run a student organization with about 50 members on campus where we helped high school students get into college. I am a spreadsheet nerd. I've learned every in and out on spreadsheets. It's been super useful for the project. I am an industrial engineering student currently, and I'm looking to graduate pretty soon. And then I just work on the project like pretty much full time, other than class. And it's been tons of fun. It's been a really huge learning experience. I got to meet some really cool people, get some really neat opportunities, and everything's going well for us. For sure.
And here's our other team members. We have Callista, also known. Oh, actually, it's Bonzo now, no longer Callista. Changed his name to HV Bonzo. Also known as Alonzo. He's our lead dev. He's the one that's really been pushing all of the utility that we've been forcing down his throat. So he's been super quick with that. And yeah, he's a phenomenal dev. Also, some other members from Vulcan side. I own a crypto mining company called Vulcan Mining. So these guys work for that company over there, and they helped with this project as well. So we have Ares right here, Perseus, and Hermes. So the main thing about HVW High Voltage World is that we are the first Solana NFT to reward holders Bitcoin mining profits. So that's the biggest thing about our project is the Bitcoin mining utility. No other Solana NFT has this utility. But how do we do that? So we do it in one of two ways. So one is through our World's DAO Treasury wallet. So a part of HVW, when you get an NFT, you get to be a part of the World's DAO. So what that is basically we have ASIC miners which mine Bitcoin every month, And we also have some speculative coins that they're mining, Cadena, Ethereum, other type of altcoins, and those currencies are automatically swapped to Solana. And we've already developed a custom arbitrage bot that'll automatically swap whatever currency at the best market buy and sell order to Solana. And this was created by Bonzo. And that Solana is then sent to the World's DAO, and the World's DAO, which are our HVW holders, they get to vote on what to do with the funds. And we'll talk more about the World's DAO in a little bit, but that's one of the ways we reward holders with Bitcoin mining. The other way will come directly with our treasury, and we'll talk more about the treasury in a little bit. But here is our art for HVW. We had it inspired by famous NFT projects and Gen 3 Pokemon. So here you see we have the penguins, apes, punks, mask, and cats. And the thing is, with our first mint, we only minted the penguins and cats. So the apes and mask and the punks are kind of lost right now. So yeah, maybe we can revisit them later. And we have some pretty unique asset generation, which Landon was, or sorry, Socrates was the one who really came up with this, so he can speak more about this.
Yeah, so we took a very unorthodox approach when it came to generating our initial high voltage worlds NFTs. Rather than being a traditional PFP collection, we decided to be what we call a land-based collection. I'm sure there's like an actual terminology for this kind of generation, but for the sake of just discussion, I'll just be using that. So essentially how it worked is we had 5 different locations on our NFT where any asset can generate randomly. So if you look on the diagram here, it's a little bit, might be a little bit blurry for you guys on stream, but it says asset location 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see there, we have the Saloon NFT, or sorry, the Saloon asset in each of those locations. So what's interesting is that rather, if you think of something like a Bored Ape could have laser beam eyes, right? But those laser beam eyes can't generate in the skin. It can't generate on the nose. Right? The location is certain, and there's a certain pool of NFT or assets that can generate in that pool. So we did not do that at all. So our saloon assets, our warehouse assets, our power assets could generate in any location on our NFT. So that was another thing that made us pretty unique as a project. But we'll probably talk about it later. But we ran into some issues with this in terms of macro for our project. But this was a really interesting component of what we do, and it's just a core part of the identity for the Worlds collection.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, also with our characters too, you see this red path. Any of our HVW characters, which our PFP collection is based off of, is can spawn in here in this red zone. So you hold an HVW NFT. What does that get you? So you can stake your NFTs to earn voltage, and we'll go into the utility of voltage much later down the line in this AMA. You get full access to the HVW Discord, including the World's DAO Discord or World's DAO channels, and you get to vote on what goes on in the World's DAO. You get exclusive access to merch, exclusive access to community events. So we actually ran a community event yesterday. It was a little scavenger hunt for looking for eggs on Easter. And a part of the HVW ecosystem in the universe is we have these like little eggs that we randomly airdrop sometimes to our holders. And right now there's about like 60 in existence. So yeah, a bunch of people participated in the scavenger hunt. They're all helping each other out in holder chat. And yeah, we're airdropping them the eggs today. So yeah, it's pretty sick. You get to participate in the HVW ecosystem, which includes, the merch store, the auction house, anything with, that's voltage related or anything that has to do with the main HVW ecosystem and the collection. And also you get special roles based on NFT ownership. You see a lot of people in our server with the Diamond Hand Bastard role. That means that they hold 10 plus NFTs. So yeah, you get special roles right there. Participation in the World's DAO, so you get to vote on what happens to the assets put into or the Solana in the World's DAO. So we'll go back into the World's DAO in a little bit, but yeah, we've already bought some NFTs to put in the treasury. And you also get potential rewards from the World's DAO treasury. So if there's any, if it comes time to actually liquidate the treasury and pay out our holders the earnings or whatever Solana's left over in the treasury, then you do get the rewards from the treasury if that does happen. And going to staking right here, we have 5 different types of rarities. So D to S tier, D tiers make 80 voltage, the rarest make 405 voltage a day. And right now there's 0 S tiers because our first when we minted our collection, it was actually a 2000 collection. We weren't able to get to 2000, so we cut it down to 777, and the S tier just didn't mint out within that 777. But regardless, we still kept the same vision, same utility. The rarities all maintain the same, and the difference is that these rarities or these different tiers generate different amounts of voltage. And here, the World's DAO Treasury. What is the World's DAO? And World's DAO, a lot of the conceptualization was actually created by Socrates. So Socrates can probably give a lot more insight on this.
Yeah, so the World's DAO, sorry, my microphone got in frame there. The World's DAO is a component of the greater high voltage ecosystem that allows members to have more say over what happens with the world's treasury, or the World's DAO treasury to be more specific. How we've built it to work is that there are 2 investment pools, as you can say, one managed by the World Council and one managed by the greater overall community. The whole purpose of the World Council is to namely screen proposals from the community for investments. And then they're also a mechanism to make quicker investments rather than make investments that take only 5 minutes to approve rather than something like several hours that goes through the community. So they're a faster moving component of the greater project, and they were all elected via the main community. But it is just a really neat component that adds more depth to our ecosystem. And this is something that's exclusive to HV Worlds holders rather than the Citizens holders. So if you wanted to take part of this DAO treasury and be able to gain access to what this means and what this entails, you would have to hold a Worlds NFT to do so. But the whole point of this is really to hold NFTs that otherwise a lot of our members deem inaccessible. So, for example, one NFT that the World's Council purchased was a Thugbird. The World's DAO purchased a Thugbird. So now we're able to gain access to the Thugbird community and whatever that entails. We actually got into pesky penguins and were able to get some very cool whitelists that way. We got OK Bears whitelist, which is a very prominent collection coming up. So we intend to buy one of those and put that in the treasury. And that's not really an opportunity that a lot of people have. So it's just a way to make things more unique and creating community engagement. But one thing that's really unique about our platform is that our Bitcoin miners that we have purchased actually fund directly to our World's DAO treasury. So unlike any other really platform out there, or I guess really a collection, we have a consistent income brought in from Bitcoin miners. So we are ultimately rooted in this real world utility that a lot of people just don't have in their collection. It's really unique. And Jericho, I don't know if you want to touch more on that.
Yeah, I mean, like with the World's DAO Treasury, this was basically our ultimate engine for giving holders intrinsic value to their NFT, right? Because you can say utility that, utility this, but this actually ties holders to real world value. You have a DAO Treasury with a diversified basket of NFT assets and also Solana coins. And all that is being funded by ASIC miners. So you guys will always have opportunity to make another investment, right? So as as HPW grows, as the World's DAO Treasury grows, and as Bitcoin rises, our ASIC miners are mining more Bitcoin, and more Bitcoin is getting put in, or more Solana is getting put back into the treasury. So yeah, this is basically our ultimate mechanism for giving intrinsic value and giving you guys long-term growth, because this will always be here, right? So yeah. And right here too, here's a few of our investments, like Socrates has said. We purchased a Thugbird, a pesky penguin, famous fox, sweet, Degen trash pan, desolates. These are just a few of the investments we've made. But the average consumer, the average person, probably won't be able to hold all these NFTs themselves, because it's just a lot of liquidity. So this just gives our holders a little bit more exposures to the NFT space, right? So yeah, that's a really cool thing about the World's DAO Treasury. You get a little bit of exposure to Bitcoin mining and also NFTs. So it's quite nice. J/, thank you for the comment. I'm reading chat, you guys. If you guys have questions, just wait till the very end, and then we'll take the questions later.
Yeah, we'll scroll back through all of the chats. You can leave your question in the YouTube chat, the Twitch chat, or the Discord. The Discord would be preferable. It's just easier for us to manage.
Yeah, for sure. And the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things about this collection, and being a collection rooted in real world assets and basically fundamental business, is that we are bear market resistant. So what does that mean, bear market resistant? So we just saw, Bitcoin and Solana crash from all time highs, down to 40K, down to $85 for Solana, right? And we saw a lot of projects pull back because of it, right? Now, the thing is that our project benefits from a bull and bear market. So we benefit in a bear market because ASIC miners actually follow the price of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's really low, then we get to accumulate ASIC miners at a very, very cheap rate, while also rewarding our holders in Solana at a lower cost average. So when we do hold Solana in our treasury and then we eventually ride it back up to highs, we benefited from both sides, right? We get to purchase undervalued assets at the lows and also put Solana at the lows in our treasury to hold in the future. So in a good example of this, we actually already purchased two S19j 104 terahash miners for $8,500. Normally that miner runs about 1,100 or 11,000 to $12,000. So we were able to get about a 3 to 4K discount on it because we're in the bear market, and also I've been in the crypto mining space, so I know how to, I know how to obtain, good deals. So this is a huge thing that our holders are bullish on, is that we do have a bear market resistance, and unlike a lot of projects, we are rooted in real world utility. So you're gonna eventually win. But yeah. And again, like I said, backed by real world value, what is supporting the price of our NFTs? Here's just a short list of everything. Backed by cash flowing ASIC miners, we have a diversified fleet of blockchain miners, because we're not just mining Bitcoin, we're mining Cardano, Ethereum, we're mining a bunch of different types of coins, and that gives our holders even more exposure to proof of work and all of Bitcoin or all of crypto mining. We are able to reinvest back into ASICs via royalties and also a little bit from Bitcoin mining itself. Holders' NFTs are backed by the World Style Treasury, the basket of NFTs held in the Treasury. Our rewards are always going to be in Solana. We already have existing infrastructure. I do own Vulcan, so we do have a facility there, and all of our miners are being hosted at Vulcan as we speak. NFTs are backed by Voltage, the HPW ecosystem, and the utility that brings. And we always have long-term value via the growth of the DAO treasury and the expanding fleet of ASICs we have. And again, we win in a bull and a bear market because ASIC mining is very stable compared to the rest of the crypto space, especially when you have a real world asset that's going to be high in demand with mining Bitcoin, which is the most valuable cryptocurrency out there. It's really not going away. So yeah, we benefit in both markets. Now, let's finally get to the High Voltage World's Genesis Citizens. This is going to be the PFP collection that we're launching in 2 days. And if you guys want to learn more about it, specifically at the times I covered it in the beginning of the AMA, but you can look at the Citizens info tab on Discord. But yeah, here they are. Here's just a brief selection of them, how they could look. But they look pretty cool, pretty dapper. But here's some benefits for holders of the HVW Citizens. The supply is 1554. Delisted holders get to mint the collection, or get to mint one for free. Whitelisted people get to mint it for 0.2 SOL, about like $20 right now. We have about 1,000 whitelist spots. 500 is going to public.
One thing, just for, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jericho, but
go ahead.
One thing for clarification is that if you are already a holder and your wallet is on the delisted wallet sheet that we sent out recently, I believe it was in the normal announce channel. I don't remember, but it's in either the holder announce or the normal announce channel. You are not eligible for normal whitelist. You're only eligible for the free NFT, and then if you want additional NFTs, you have to purchase either via secondary or via the public. So just something to clarify.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the benefits of being a holder, you can stake your citizens for 10 voltage a day. one citizens earn 270 voltage a day, which is equivalent to our A tier main collection NFTs. They'll be able to go on expeditions to earn additional voltage, merge NFTs, GPUs, and even ASICs. They get partial access to the HVW Discord, so they don't get access to like the world's DAO and all those
The DAO
channels that it
channels.
comes up. Yep. And you get exclusive access to some community events, also ability to participate in the HVW ecosystem, and also future utility expansion. Because the thing with the Citizens collection was we ran to a problem where we wanted to give our users or our community like some sort of identity, and we couldn't make land a PFP, right? Like no one wants to rep land as their PFP. So these guys are just another mechanism that you guys can just like rep yourself. And we're looking for this collection to be a standalone strong collection, that can shine, by itself rather than always being under HVW or high voltage worlds, right? So that's why we have expeditions, and we do plan to expand utility on these guys much, much more in depth down the road. Okay. And we kept talking about voltage. What is voltage? HVW holders can mine voltage. Citizen holders can mine voltage. So, what exactly does voltage do? So, some basics about voltage is it is the utility token powering the HVW ecosystem. So, anything that HVW will create, voltage will always be put into consideration, and we will try to expand voltage utility as much as possible. But the starting supply is 21 million, or the max supply is 21 million, and we have a starting supply of 0. So our max supply replicates Bitcoin. Bitcoin also has a 21 million supply. And what starting supply of 0 actually means is we literally start from 0. So the day staking goes live, that is when you guys are taking from the max supply and putting that into existence. And this model we modeled this a lot like DeGods and how they have dust, but we put a little bit of our own flair in this and also some different types of utility to give it that Bitcoin mining utility, that Bitcoin mining like vibe with 21 million supply and all that. There's going to be 4 halving periods. As I mentioned before, there are tiers. So going from D tier, the lowest, to S tier. D tier is mine 80 voltage a day, and S tier is mine 405 voltage a day. So what does it mean by 4 halving periods? Socrates, you can probably explain more on the halving.
Yeah, so how the halving works is it's a mechanism to reduce coins in circulation, and how we do that is so at every mark of half the supply that is remaining, we have the amount that's created. So for example, let's say our supply is in total is 12 tokens. Our first halving happens when the first 6 tokens are minted. So after the first 6, and I'm getting Discord DMs, that's great. After the first 6 are minted, then it takes double the amount of time to mint the next half that's remaining. So it takes double the amount of time to make the next 3, and it takes double the amount of time to take the next 1.5, and then so on and so forth. And and if you want to talk about the greater economic version, like reasons for that, it's a really interesting system, and it implements this more game theory and rewarding our early investors, and it's just another mechanism to bring more value to what we're doing.
Yeah, so and going back to like the economic model, like essentially what halving does is it gives voltage more long-term value just because it's going to be more difficult to obtain voltage, right? And this follows the same principle as Bitcoin. So you might see early on that some things in the auction house might cost a lot of voltage, purely because there's just a lot in circulation, or it's very easy to obtain since you're mining so much. But then later down the line, things might be cheaper, but there's just less voltage to go around just because you're mining less. So yeah, we took inspiration from Bitcoin because Bitcoin kind of operates the same way, but I won't get too much into that. Another big thing you can do with our utility with voltage is upgrading your worlds and earning more. So what does that exactly mean? So I won't give too much clues on this, but we had 3 families that were not able to be minted, and each one of these pieces of art is from those families. So you'll be able to change the metadata of your NFTs to perhaps those families, right? Earning more, what does that mean? So you're gonna be able to upgrade your worlds with voltage to earn even more voltage, right? So essentially upgrading your warehouse asset in your NFT. So that's going to be that's going to be one of the utilities of voltage, is upgrading your worlds and also changing your metadata. You can also purchase merch and represent the HVW community. So we have a thing that we call Scenes by High Voltage, and what it is basically, if you guys are familiar with the brand how do you say it?
Doshatsu?
Their Shetsi. Yeah, if you're familiar with their Shetsi, they have this little like embroidered patch in the middle of their hoodies and shirts and stuff. We're gonna follow the same type of vibe, and we've already are in talks with distributors and manufacturers and suppliers to get this online. So that's the benefit of being, having previous experience dealing with suppliers and distributors, is we're able to accomplish merch. Even though merch seems like a very small thing, we're able to like make these deals on getting physical merch, in our doors. But yeah, you'll be able to purchase merch with voltage. And then the chief utility of voltage, the main thing, is the auction house. You're gonna be able to exchange voltage for something, something, something daily, and also purchase something, 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 with voltage. And we'll dive into the auction house actually right now. We're gonna reveal a little bit of what the auction house is gonna do, because I see Flabber spamming win. So I'll give it to you, bro. So the HVW auction house. Okay. Here's the main things that it's gonna be doing. We're gonna have daily auctions, a raffle system. It's gonna be fully automated. It's gonna be voltage only, and it's gonna be tied to crypto mining, right? And tied to crypto mining is a huge hint on what this auction house is gonna be doing. But our end goal for this auction house is to make it fully automated. And we won't go into detail of why that's challenging for us, but yeah, the end goal is fully automated. And when we do launch the auction house, it most likely will be a beta version, which is not autonomous, right? And a lot of our effort will be going towards making it fully autonomous and making it always daily. So yeah, like, and this is going to be the chief utility tied to crypto mining, and we will be revealing the full utility and launching the auction house in Q2 sometime of this year, probably early May, mid May, and yeah. But Socrates, you have anything to add to that?
No, I think we're working really hard to make it all work. And as Jericho said, we can't really give you the exact details about why it might be a little bit difficult to automate. But I think you guys can be really happy with the utility we're able to give. It is something unique. We've done extensive DD into the space, and there's no one offers this. So I think it's something truly unique, and it's going to give a lot of value to the voltage token that is still true to our identity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm extremely excited for it, for sure.
There is, like, from what we've seen, there's no project out there that does daily auctions, and I'll give you a hint: we're able to do daily auctions because we are tied to crypto mining. So yeah,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you can
really
skip that.
cool.
It's pretty
It's a
cool.
really cool
It's pretty damn
system.
cool.
Whenever we came up with it, we are like, damn, this is fucking cool. So yeah, I think you guys will be happy with what we're able
Yep.
to do.
And going forward with HVW, what is our blueprint? What is our utility that we're going to be expanding upon? We're not going to confine ourselves to the traditional roadmap, because the thing is with roadmaps, like, the space moves so quickly that we need to, one, lay out our principles. What are we going to be always doing? Sticking to Bitcoin mining, sticking to the auction house. But roadmaps are very constricting on what we can do. So the blueprint basically allows us to reach far out from the norms and what we think are good at the time, to a more broader and long-term vision. So here is the blueprint moving forward on what we are looking to accomplish. So getting staking online is absolutely number one, and this is by no means by any order, but these are just big objectives that we're looking to do. Staking online, launching the HVW auction house, making a fully autonomous system, doing one-of-one auctions using voltage, upgrading the worlds, having that utility rollout, launching the HVW merch store, expanding the ASIC fleet, which we are always doing, and plus more utility on the way. But these are the main objectives that we're looking to knock out, and we're looking to knock out almost all of these, if not all of these, by early Q2 of this year. So,
And one thing I just want to mention, like one thing we've learned through our journey through the NFT space is you can come up with things to put on a roadmap, but we all know, like most of the time people don't follow through with their roadmap. They make a roadmap 2.0 and then that's a catalyst event for their NFT or things like that. And we're just trying to give ourselves as the team flexibility to be able to pursue whatever is necessary for the space, right? And as Jericho mentioned, like the space moves really quickly. We see new innovations come out every month, every day, every week. Like we as a collective, as a collection, need to ensure that we are not putting ourselves too far into a certain idea or certain roadmap, right? Like we have an idea of what we want to do within the immediate month or two, and as you can see, like on the slide here. But as for further down the line, it's still kind of up in the air. We have some ideas. Don't get me wrong. Like we have some cool opportunities that we can take up and stuff like that. But we don't want to reveal our cards too early and force us onto a path or lead to some disappointment or miscommunication or anything like that. So for purely a kind of like a back end logistical and kind of community health perspective, it's more effective for us to tackle this more blueprint mentality, which is like this is what we want to do, and then talk to the community along the way of like, hey, this is next, hey, this is next, and so on and so forth. But
yeah, for sure. But beyond that, I mean, that's it right there. Do you guys have any questions for us? I mean, we basically covered everything from HVW to the PFP collection, future utility expansion, gave everyone a refresher of what voltage is. But yeah, you guys can take it away. And also the PFP mint, I've said it many times before, but it is in 2 days. They are priced at 0.2 Sol, and they make about the eighth of the D tier in voltage. Right now, the D tier is sitting at like 3.4 floor. So if you guys want to stack the PFP, the PFPs for voltage purposes, it might not be a bad idea. So just bring that out there. All right, Socrates.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you good.
One question came in from Hank Jack. How many 101s are available in the PFP mint?
You will learn about that when you mint. We'll release the exact number on mint day, but we will not reveal today.
Enzo said, how does someone get a 1 of 1 PFP?
You just have to mint it. It's just gonna be a mintable NFT in the collection, in the PFP collection. I'll tell you this: there is gonna be more than one 1 of 1, so you're not totally screwed. But if you don't get it, but yeah, there's more than one, and you just have to mint it. You gotta be lucky.
Yep. And then Lobo asked, will there be other lands? So I assume that means will there be other worlds NFTs?
So our full collection is 2,000, and right now we have 777 of that 2,000. Now, we've always brought it, we've always thought it was a possibility to bring in those worlds, but right now, like, it's not really on our radar to do that because our main objective is always rewarding the people who stuck with us at the very beginning. And, that 777 collection, the OGs, those are the people that we really want to service. So, we're not looking for like a cash grab or anything like that. We're not looking to launch that like, super soon. And it's not even a big thing on our mind. We just want to push out utility to reward the initial 777.
Yep. And then Pluggy asked, will we be able to buy voltage externally?
So we will not do a DEX listing actually for voltage. Voltage is going to be purely used in the HVW ecosystem. We want to live by our mantra of one voltage equals one voltage. Now, we will definitely consider listing on the DEX in the future, right? We definitely do want to, consider that option. But for now, it makes sense for voltage to be confined in our ecosystem because the problem we see with a lot of staking mechanisms that like launch their token immediately on a DEX is that people tend to cash out their token immediately, which causes selling pressure immediately, and the price of most staking tokens like die within a few months, right? And you can see basically on nearly any NFT staking protocol, like their tokens are just getting crushed. So we're gonna take a more conservative approach and do a DEX listing possibly in the future, but right now, no.
Pigment Ninja asked, there will be DAO funds as a passive income? If yes, weekly or? So I assume that question means, will there be, is this a passive income project and how does that work?
So, is it a passive income project? No, it's not a passive income project. HVW is a community-oriented NFT which rewards holders with voltage, which can be used within the HVW ecosystem, right? Yeah, we're not a passive income project. However, in the event if the world's DAO were to, liquidate the treasury, then um, that could give our holder Solana, right? And our mechanism of actually doing that is through a claim token. So no, we are not a passive income project at all.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is our Bitcoin miners do not pay our holders. The Bitcoin miners go straight into the DAO treasury, and then the DAO votes on what to do with those funds. So that's a pretty large component, and that's one of the advantages of being a part of the world's collection is you have access to that. You have access to the DAO treasury, and then whatever that might entail, which might include distributions, or it could be getting access to blue chips or things along those lines.
There's actually a lot of questions. Oh my god.
I'm struggling to find more questions.
Oh
Actually,
really? I see a bunch of questions. I don't know what chat you're looking at.
I'm not. I don't know what you're looking at, bro. Like,
What chat are you looking at right now?
I mean, I'm looking. I asked all the ones on Twitch.
Oh
Let's
really?
see, only on YouTube. Oh, there are a bunch on YouTube. Okay. Um. Will there be other lands? Also. Okay, is the amount of citizens on the worlds linked to the max number of citizens we can have? Lobo, the question to that is no. So the only asset that matters on the world's NFT is the tier asset and the mining warehouse asset. Everything else is just cosmetic. Okay. So the things like how many citizens are on your NFT doesn't mean anything. If you have a house over a hospital doesn't mean anything. Everything along those lines are purely cosmetic. The only thing of value on the world's NFTs are the tier, and the tier is based on the mining warehouse that is generated on your NFT. So there's nothing that has nothing to do with the citizens collection. So they're two entirely independent things in relation to that. Will we get a full quality of our citizens? Asked by Andre. I don't really know what that question means. If that means like, so talking about like a quality perspective for the citizens, each citizen will generate the same amount of voltage other than the one of one citizens. So, however many one of one citizens there are, they generate the same amount of voltage as an A tier world NFT. So, I think it's like what? Is it like 300 or something like that? I don't even remember.
270.
Okay, 270. Yeah, that's my bad. I should probably know that. That's my bad. I designed part of that, so it would probably be helpful that I knew. But yeah, it generates 270 voltage every day. So, and that's from staking. So if you stake, you get a bunch of voltage, and then you can be further ingrained in our ecosystem.
Someone asked when egg down. Be egg holder.
Just hold an egg, bro. Just hold it, and then
hold the egg,
and then you'll get the latest egg news, and then you'll be able to yeah. I don't know, man. Another question. So are the 2000 considered Genesis or only 777? If yes, then how much will the next mint cost?
So with the 777, we consider the 777 Genesis, purely because those are the first holders out of the gate, which are getting all of the utility. In terms of how much the rest of the collection will cost, it really depends. Because the thing is that it would not be, let's say our floor when we do release the collection is going to be at 7. It would never be fair to send out the rest of the collection for a lower price, right? So we're still brainstorming on ways of how to make it a essentially full collection while also, maintaining the legitimacy of the first collection, of maintaining all the utility and the exclusivity of the first collection. So that will definitely give you an answer once we know the clear direction of the 13, or it's actually 1233.
1223, I think.
1220, yeah,
Yeah.
the 1223. Once
Yeah.
we make that decision.
And like, once again, when it comes to the rest of the 2000, we don't have an answer. There's no concrete answer. We could give you hypotheticals about if we were minting the rest, but we don't even know if we're going to mint the rest. So I wouldn't bet on anything. I don't think it's smart to do that because you just don't know. We don't know either. We're still thinking about it. We have a bunch of plans in place for different scenarios, but we don't have anything concrete to give to you guys currently. Okay. Will there be any clean energy integration to the project further down?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so this is actually a huge thing with the guys in Vulcan. So with HVW has no say in what happens to how the energy is produced at Vulcan, right? HVW, we just we have all of our miners hosted there, and that's it. But Vulcan, I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on over there. We're pushing really hard to implement clean energy into our facility, and in particular solar and wind. Because in the area we're in, we actually have a lot of wind farms and a lot of solar plants around us. So we're trying to implement that into our like over there at Vulcan. But things like that do cost a lot of money and they do take a lot of time. So I'm not sure if I'm able to give you a clear answer on that because I do have other shareholders there that, I'm not sure how much information we can disclose about that. But yeah, we are looking to push for clean energy for sure.
Yep. Next question from Eddie. Also, I am just going down the YouTube list right now.
I have a bunch
Eddie
of
asked.
later.
Okay, let's go through all of these YouTube ones, and then we'll go through all of the Twitch ones.
No, yeah, you good.
Okay. Eddie asked, "What are you guys doing with Voltage? Working on a play-to-earn game or something?" No, we're not doing a game. We have no plans on doing a game. We talked about this before at a different AMA, but a game, especially something like a play-to-earn game, is just not. It's not in line with what we do as a company. It's not our vision. It's not what the collection was made for. So it's just a distraction if we went down the game route. And if we did do something like that, it would be not now, and there would have to be a huge change in the space for that to be a necessary step for high voltage. So it's just not part of our identity. It is a little bit misleading that we have a pixel art, like a Pokemon-esque style, but we're not a game. We're not a game, y'all. We don't have plans to do a game, and don't bank on that.
Yeah, I mean, we think right now a lot with, right now we are really bullish on the metaverse and games and DeFi and all that stuff. But yeah, like Socrates said, it doesn't fit our current vision, and I think the space is a little bit too early for that type of stuff, anyways. However, we're really bullish on GameFi. Gamified economics is a huge thing that we think that leads to sustainability for a NFT ecosystem. So giving your utility token as much utility as possible is our goal, right? So we're going to reach far beyond the auction house, far beyond the merch store and stuff like that. We still want to expand Voltage even more and create some sort of gamified economy. So yeah, in terms of like an exit though, like a really long-term goal, we got to tackle all this, we have to tackle all this utility first, and then we can reassess like what is the true end game exit for HPW.
Yeah, for sure. Another question is, someone asked, do you think we could do every 2 months sell some of our NFTs, for example, and share the profit between every DAO holder? This is up to the world's DAO, right? If the community is just like, yeah, we want to do that, or they're like, yeah, we want to distribute half of the treasury, like they can. It's up to a vote, and it's a weighted vote based on how many NFTs each wallet has. So one NFT equals one vote, and it's just up to you guys. The only restriction is that you can't do anything illegal. Like, we have precautions to stop that. We have what's called a DAO manager, and what they do, well, which is me, And the DAO manager is just what goes through my mind is this illegal and is this bad for the business? And then if it's neither of those things, then it goes through. So you could
Most of our DAO stuff is rooted in NFTs, so not a lot of opportunity for anything else.
Yeah, so if we were doing like a pump and dump coin, we'd probably be like, well, let's not do that. So we have some precautions to protect you guys, but that is something in that's possible, right? Like it's you guys have the community as the community have the power to vote for something like that. Another question is, so we only make money when and if sell. So when we sell every NFT we have. So if you're talking about the DAO treasury, the DAO holds Solana, and then they can do whatever they want with the Solana. They can hold it, they can just hodl, or they can buy NFTs and invest and flip or whatever. And then they can grow the treasury that way. They also have the Bitcoin miners that go into the treasury, and that those are kind of the primary ways. I would say. I think those are the only ways.
I mean, in terms of in terms of like making a profit on your NFTs, like one, we're not a passive income project by any means, and if we were to liquidate the treasury, then yes, people could claim from our airdrop wallet, but also do not count out the auction house.
Yeah.
And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, the auction house is going to be a really cool utility, and that's why we're so excited. I think a lot of you guys will be really happy with how the auction house turns out, and I think it checks some boxes for some people. But I'm running out of questions. I think I have one or two more on YouTube. Big money factory. Okay. What are we going to use voltage for? I don't want to just get it and dump it. That's what happens to a lot of projects. So we have several utility streams planned. We mentioned them, all of them actually in the AMA, or maybe there's one or two we missed. I'm not sure. But we have some plans being you can use it in the auction house. You can use it for upgrading. You can use it for
the merch store.
The merch store. What else did we say in this AMA? Because I know there's some stuff we've undisclosed. So
we have a lot of undisclosed plans for voltage, but the main thing right now is going to be the auction house, upgrading your world, and the merch store. Yeah. So so the thing with our staking token, like, that we are really scared of is people getting it and immediately dumping it. That's the thing. We want to always tie voltage and give it a lot of value via these different means, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the questions on YouTube. If you want to go ahead.
That's all yours. Okay.
Or I can pull up the Twitch and start asking you them again.
Someone asked. Vadison asked, why Jerry's, don't call me Jerry, bed isn't made. I'm Jericho. Maybe Jackie sometimes. I don't make my bed, man. I don't like making bed. I'm gonna sleep in it anyways. Why do I need to make my bed? Is that pink teddy bear in the background, Jericho? That's actually a Kirby. That's a Kirby. Right there.
Someone asked, can you pull up the graphic on the tiers? So just go to that. Yeah,
for sure.
And we can answer the rest of the questions on that one. Okay, so Vadison, I'm sorry I'm butchering your name. But they asked, there are PFPs from all families, and are there the same amount like on the world's NFTs? So how we're doing the PFP, so the Genesis citizens will only be cats and penguins. And we're doing this to match our current Genesis Worlds collection, which are only cats and penguins. And to replicate the fact that there are only 777 Genesis Worlds, we're doing 777 penguins and 777 cats. Right? So effectively, by incorporating these two sets of 777, we are, what is that? Like now there's we have, I guess, double, or is that 200% increase in the amount of NFTs we have in the ecosystem? I think it is, right? Yeah, it's 200%. Yeah, so we're adding a lot more to our ecosystem by doing that, and but that does not include the PFPs for apes, what else? Masks and punks. So those are not in this mint at all. It's just cats and penguins.
Cats and penguins.
Okay. You guys say auctions will be tied to Bitcoin mining. Does that mean we would get profits for a miner for a month or something like that from Hang Jack?
We can't reveal anything. Just yet, Hang Jack. But it is going to be tied somewhat to crypto mining.
You got yeah, I think things should be interesting for sure.
Be interesting.
Do you have the merch manufacturing lined up? We're working on it. It's in the works right now. We're pretty far in the process, and I can't give you too much detail because a lot of it depends on other people. So it's just in the works. Is all I'm going to say there. When Flabber wedding? What's up, the Flabber? Whatever his wedding is.
Oh, Flopper, you getting married? I didn't know that.
When on-chain DAO? This is a you question, Jericho.
Where's that at? I don't see that.
It's from Flabber.
Yeah, I mean, on-chain DAO is right now that's not in our immediate timeline, but that is always something that we are looking to work towards, right? Because right now, going fully on-chain, it just it brings up a bunch of different things that we have to deal with, and our main thing is pushing out utility. Getting the DAO up and running was our biggest goal, and it's already up and running, and we've already made purchases and stuff. But having it fully on chain, like that's gonna be that's something that we're gonna talk about down the line. But definitely, staking, auction house, all that stuff is gonna come first.
Pluggy asked, I get that the treasury is going to hold big NFTs, but what do we see out of it? Will we be able to get some sort of partnership with any of them? So one of the key reasons for purchasing other NFTs is as an investment. So I think rather than thinking about buying an NFT to gain community access to the communities, we should think about we're buying these NFTs as a vehicle to attach ourselves to another project and grow our portfolio as a result. So it's more of I don't know how I can say it first of all.
So basically, with the DAO treasury, where's that question out so I can read that again?
It's in Twitch, bro. I thought you were on Twitch, dog.
I am on Twitch, but I just can't see.
It's Pluggy D1. It's
Let me just control F this. I can't.
It's a little bit up if you scroll. It's like a
Oh,
what
okay, I see. Okay, so Pluggy. Okay, what do we get out of it? So yeah, what Socrates said, we do purchase NFTs. We get to get into their community, their alpha chats. We get to get whitelist opportunities that other people cannot get. And also, like I said before, if the DAO treasury does vote to liquidate the treasury, holders of the main collection will be able to claim from an airdrop wallet. So you want to see the success of the treasury grow, and because at the end of the day, let's say a year or 2 years from now, when we do come time to liquidate the treasure or whatever, you'll get airdropped a claim token, and then you can claim whatever is left over. So yeah, that's one thing with the treasury, and it just gives our holders another avenue to be diversified from not just Bitcoin mining but also Solana NFTs.
Yep.
Right.
And dude, what was I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
And also with partnerships, I think the biggest thing with that too is we do get access to their DAO. So I'm able to speak with more like the more I guess executive, like a more controlling people of that DAO once we're in it. And we've already have spoken with other people from different DAOs from
It's already been fruitful from like an administration perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's helped us open doors that we wouldn't have otherwise. Another question we got from Vadison. I'm just gonna call you V for right now because I want to butcher your name more. What are the rate fees for the PFP collection?
Rate fees?
Or the artist fees or
royalties. Oh, I see. Yeah, the royalties are gonna match our main collection, 12.5. So yeah, that's gonna be the royalties for that collection. And we could change it to go higher or lower, but for now we're gonna start off with that matching our main collection.
Yep. Does the voltage coin being based on is voltage on Solana?
Voltage is on Solana. Yes, voltage is a SPL token on Solana.
Flabber asked, why is it illegal to share DAO profits with holders?
I'm not sure what you mean exactly by share DAO profits. So, like, in a sense of us being not on chain, there are some securities law that we have to follow in the US. And we've done extensive work with our lawyers, legal team, tax professionals, everyone on how we could do this. And the big thing is that claim token. So, when it does come time to liquidate the treasury again, the claim token is going to be how you actually claim from it. In terms of like straight up sharing profits, like, like we can't really do that like just straight up, you know what I mean? So yeah.
And Invicta answered that. Yeah, it's like an SEC's thing. So there's some issues with doing that, and we have a legal structure to make that not an issue. Is there any plans to introduce the S tier to the collection? We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We can't. I mean, kind of. There's okay.
Like,
now I think about it, there are some methods. Yes.
yeah. So we've thought about this extensively, but is it on our radar? Like, not in the immediate timeline. And always, guys, expanding utility is our biggest thing. Like, we would love to reminisce about the old days and trying to mint out the 1233 in the S tier, whatever. But always, guys, expanding utility, expanding voltage, that is the biggest thing for us. S tier, we've thought about it, maybe, but possibly you could upgrade your world and do something with that and get an S tier. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Pluggy said, so if we bought some NFT and that went up 20%, and we sold, we would have earned that for the treasury. Yes, you would.
Yes. And our treasury's been actually doing pretty well. Recently we bought a Thugbirds at about, 28.
I don't remember.
I think 28, and it went up to 39. We did not sell though, but or we did sell, but it didn't get bought.
Yeah, we listed, and it didn't
We
get bought,
listed,
which is a little bit unfortunate. So
we bought Famous Fox at 22. Right now it's at 30. It went up to nearly 40. So yeah. If we were to fully, sell those guys, yeah, the treasury would be up that much.
Yep. Hank Jack said, "Are you saying that we can possibly upgrade one of our NFTs to S tier?"
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
You'll see. You'll see when it comes time. But
yeah. And then he also said, "Are citizens upgradable?" No.
No, they're not set upgrade. No, you can't upgrade citizens.
And then let's see. Is there any questions on YouTube?
Any relation to Chris Jericho? Actually, my Jericho name comes from League. If you play League, there's a guy named Swain. He's like a bird guy. His first name's Jericho Swain. I play that guy a lot, so I was just like, I like Jericho. My name starts with a J. My real name starts with a J. Let's just be Jericho. But fucking love Chris Jericho though. I love Chris Jericho.
This dude brings out WWE references randomly all the time, so
I do love Chris Jericho.
But yeah, all of our founders have we told everyone at the very beginning, we're like, pick a, what did we say?
No, we just said pick a name, and then everyone went with like this mythology.
Well, no, we didn't. We said pick a
That's
what we said. We
pick pick a sophisticated name. Yeah, pick a sophisticated name.
And then I picked Socrates because I don't know, I couldn't think of anything, so I was just like, and I was reading. I read The Republic or part of The Republic at the time, so I'm like, I'm Socrates now. And then everyone else chose mythology, and then so yeah, it's interesting. Now it's kind of part of our brand. I think it's cool. I like my name. I'm never gonna change my name now.
So Swain's name, his first name is Jericho. Yeah, his name is Jericho Swain. That's how I got it.
James J asked, if you upgrade your world, will it re-roll any of the components in your world? Is it for citizens only, or also the original 777? So to answer part of that, it's not. You cannot upgrade your citizens. That is not in the plans, and it's not. Yeah, it's not a thing. As for the other part of the question you asked, does it reroll other components of your world? Maybe.
I mean, I've already said it, but it does change the metadata of your NFT. So here is possibly some upgraded worlds right here. So yes, it does change your metadata. And you'll know the full extent of it once we fully roll out the system. But here is some possible worlds that you could get.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That is that all the questions we have? Pluggy asked, if the treasury was liquidated, would I get shared equally by amount of NFTs held by wallet or rarity? So, distribution. So each NFT is allotted the same amount of the treasury. So there's 777 pieces of the treasury. Every NFT gets one. So it's proportional. So so if you had, let's say I had 5 NFTs, I get 5 of those 777 pieces. So as a result of that, your NFT has a what's it called? A what kind of value?
It's an intrinsic value, a back
Intrinsic value. Yeah. So there's essentially like an artificial floor for your NFT according to the value of the treasury, which is pretty interesting. Okay. I think those are all the questions on
Are
YouTube and
upgrades
Twitch.
are upgrades for NFT auctionable? We will, explain. A lot of the questions, like, we don't fully want to give the answer because we're working on so many things, and then once we actually deliver on it, then you'll be like, holy shit, the high voltage guys actually delivered on the promises, right? So like, we don't want to make too many, like we don't want to answer things too concretely in terms of how the specifics will work because like we're still developing it, right? And we want to keep promises that we can actually deliver. So yeah.
Yeah, we only do cool shit, y'all. So like you'll see when it happens, or I guess closer when it happens because we'll probably leak it or something will happen and you guys will know what's going on.
Lobo asked, "Do you pay voltage to send your dudes in an adventure?" So again, we're still working out the system for the expeditions, but it's gonna be very akin to how Famous Fox does their missions. When sending your foxes on a mission, it's gonna be akin to how Honshu Wolves send their little guys on a mission. So yeah, there's an existing framework that we're working off of, but
Um,
yeah.
but that's in our staking 2.0 upgrade. That's not right now. Right, we're just going to be releasing the basic staking, and then all of the expedition stuff will be released at a later date. But yeah, someone asked a question in our Discord. It looks like. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. They asked, "Do the eggs hatch, or are they just for access?" I don't know, man.
Eggs, man, they're eggs.
Just hold an egg, bro. Just hold an egg, and then
just hold an egg.
Yeah, do your thing. Is that it?
And if you guys have questions and you can't type on Twitch or YouTube for whatever reason, you can just type it in outside chat.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's really. Oh, I guess questions is a holder only channel, isn't it? That might be a mistake. Let's see.
Could be, yeah.
Okay, that's it on Twitch and YouTube. It looks like we've hit.
Oh, there's questions every time you say that. There's always a question.
If people are typing as I'm talking, bro. V
attention.
asked for what the eggs had to post their wallets. The people who won, who completed the Easter egg hunt, we asked them to submit their wallets because they're gonna get an egg. So, and that was a holder only event. You had to be a holder to do some of the clues. And it was you were enticed to work with the community on that, and it went pretty successfully. I'm really happy with how the eggs turned out, or how the event turned out. Our community seemed to really enjoy it, although some of the clues were harder than the other ones.
It was pretty damn hard. I couldn't even figure out the damn thing.
There's a lot of confusion as well. Yeah.
That's a freaking cheat. We will be sending out the eggs today, though. By the way, so you'll get your egg today if you want. Pluggy asked, why did you start HPW? So I actually came up with the idea of HPW back in December of last year, and it was because the main premise was when I first got into Bitcoin mining, it was pretty gatekeepy. Like it was pretty difficult to find out like the best distributors, best way to obtain equipment. It's honestly it's very hard to mine Bitcoin at large scale. Like we were fortunate enough to grow the company quickly and get a warehouse and get land for it. But like the average person, most likely they don't have the money to actually do all that stuff, right? And the information out there is not even accessible really for Bitcoin mining. Now, of course, is it easy to set up a simple GPU rig? Is it easy to set up some simple ASICs? Of course it is, but like, getting the the more nitty-gritty info was just very difficult to find from us. So basically what I wanted to do was incorporate Bitcoin mining to any of the blockchains. First we were going to be on Ethereum, but then I was like, Ethereum kind of sucks. So let me just go on Solana because Solana is cheap and easy to develop on. And turned out that we were the first to ever do the utility. So I was like, why not? Let's just go on Solana and do it. And I'm so glad because Solana has like the best fucking community ever. And yeah, so it gives our users a lot of opportunity too, being the first on Solana to have the utility because once Solana does become super super mainstream, which it will inevitably will, being the first of a utility like Bitcoin mining is going to be pretty powerful. And I think our holders will be, down the line 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line, this collection is going to definitely carry some weight, So
Yeah, I think our community is in good hands. Although I am biased because we are the hands. You know what I'm saying? But
Flabber said to make money. Flabber, this guy right here next to me, not next to me, but on the camera, he has not made a single dollar.
Yeah, I'm here for the long run, boys.
We flip Solana NFTs for a living and do this full time.
Yeah, the alpha. I live off the alpha channels. I buy my coffee with the Solana Pay from what I'm able to flip.
Yeah, we take very little money. We've taken very little money from the first mint. We take very little money from like really anything. We always try to reinvest everything to benefit our holders, number one, and also grow the brand and grow the company.
Yeah. And it's been pretty fruitful. So things are going well. But someone asked, can we get an egg? I wasn't able to make it because I was traveling. So if you didn't, or if you weren't able to do the Easter egg hunt, or you weren't here when mint happened and you got an egg that way, we do give out eggs periodically, although it's probably going to be a lot rarer now because we are giving out a lot during this Easter egg hunt. We will be giving them out in the future, so there are more opportunities to get an egg, although it might be a lot harder because the egg craze is kind of catching on. They're kind of building out their, they don't like to call it a cult, but something along those lines.
I'm pretty surprised on how quickly, how much EggDAO has really developed them.
Yeah, it's very autonomous. It's very interesting. They've already elected a president and a CEO in the same day. So
I didn't even know that.
I think it's very impressive. Yeah.
Also, they were the ones who came up with the egg hunt event. The egg holders, they made that. So
yeah. Well,
yeah, I don't know. They're a pretty powerful group.
I think that was something to strive for.
They could take over.
Who knows? Anyways, is there any?
Does Hpw go ASAP on OpenSea? We've actually applied for OpenSea listing, but the problem with OpenSea is that OpenSea is only really accepting like really big collections right now. So right now we're still kind of unknown. I mean, we are very small still, but
we're not super small.
We're not super small. I mean, our market cap's actually pretty large. But in terms of just like knownness, we're top 300. We're top 300 right now, but in terms of like just being well known, like we're not that well known, and that's like one of the main reasons why we push this PFP collection is to get more marketing out there, more of our uniqueness and shit like that out there. But we're actually we're looking to list on OpenSea, and if all things goes well, then we should be rolling into OpenSea probably in the summer.
Yep. Okay. Eddie asks, "What are the eggs for?" They're just JPEGs. That's really it. They're just JPEGs.
They're JPEGs.
Something could happen. Something could not happen. They're really just JPEGs. We originally started them as a little bit origin story for the eggs is they started as a way to keep our community engaged, and just reward those who were here from the beginning. And then now it's kind of developed to have its own identity. People rep the eggs, and there's like a cult base for it. But we have plans, or we don't have plans for the eggs. I can't leak anything. I can't not leak anything. So I think Just hold your eggs.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all
not
I'm
even
saying.
JPEGs. Socrates, they're GIFs.
Oh, they're
GIFs.
GIFs. Oh yeah, they are GIFs. I forgot
Yeah,
they
they're
wiggle.
GIFs. They
Yeah.
wiggle. Yeah, they wiggle.
Yeah.
Zinc says, I want to share a project with other Discord channels and stuff like that, but I don't know what to say. I just shill some shit. I don't even encourage people to join. I mean, Zinc, whatever you do, like, I mean, there's no best way to get people to join, you know. Um, simple things like having HV in your name or a Thunderbolt in your name, like that is enough for us, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be sitting in a server shilling us, like just repping a PFP, just repping HV or Thunderbolt. That's like phenomenal to us, right? So, just recently we had a bunch of people on Twitter put HVs in their name, and that was super awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to help rep the brand, change your Discord name, have a HV in there, have a Thunderbolt in there. The same with Twitter. We want eventually every blue name to have a fucking Thunderbolt. That would be sick. That's the goal.
And just gotta be a worlds holder. You could be you can be citizens holder. You can even just be part of the community, right? Like just that helps us with the grow our brand and help get our name out there and stuff like that. If you do want to mention or like get people on board onto the project, you could just say, hey, this is why I like this project. Why I think you might be this might be up your alley. And then if they ask you questions, just answer them. Or if you don't know the answers, just be like, here is Socrates' handle, DM him or whatever. My DMs are open personally. I know a lot of I get a lot of spam as a result of that, but that's okay because I like being able to talk to you guys. I do not DM first, but I do DM recept DMs. So I'm always open to help. I know Jericho also is as well. And you can also open a ticket. You can also we're super receptive to you guys. Even if it's feedback or if it's people asking about the project, we'd love to give info. So for sure. Okay.
First of all, you're on YouTube and Twitch? Win
Yeah,
HP meme contest? We actually did have a bunch of memes pop up for Egged Out. We had like over 10 memes for Egged Out.
It's a record. Yeah, it's a record for us.
It's quite a, yeah, it was like, it's pretty weird, the memes. Did you see any of them?
Yeah, some of them are pretty good. There are some pretty good ones. I definitely stole all of the ones that came out last night. I downloaded all of them. So.
Oh, really?
They're mine now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So you stole your JPEGs.
No, thank you. Okay. Are we actually out now?
I think we'll close up in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Any questions you guys got in that 5 minutes, we'll just ask them and we'll answer all of them.
Yeah, to pump them out now. So we can...
just pump them out now. On YouTube, Eddie says, you guys increasing marketing. We small but not that small, like a sleeping giant in Solana. We love to call ourselves a sleeping giant because, we are launching utility and bringing so much different shit in the space, and we're solving a lot of problems too. With our ecosystem, we're really looking to solve the problem with staking of having, always negative sell pressure. We're looking to bring real world utility into the space, which has really not been done before. We're looking to really grow out the ecosystem and leverage our abilities of doing everything we've done in the past and just growing it out. So in terms of marketing, it's always going to be baby steps with us, right? Like we were able to get an AMA yesterday with Dragon DAO, Broku Dragons, which was huge for us. We're doing this PFP collection, which will create more visibility around the HP brand. A lot of the stuff we do is not paid marketing. It's just all organic. And that's why we have such a strong community, because these guys came from word to mouth. They're like, dude, this shit's awesome. And then now they are. So.
And one thing, a lot of people ask questions about when marketing or are we ramping up marketing? I don't think a lot of people understand that marketing isn't easy, right? It's not something like you either need an absolute shit ton of capital or just money to blow off on influencers, or B, you need to build out your brand strategically and grow organically and find new opportunities and things like that. We are opting for the second path, right? We're working really diligently to build out our brand. We're working to get as many AMA opportunities as possible. We're being very strategic about high voltage, and although things might not look like they're moving quickly, we are moving a lot quicker than you might expect.
Yeah, I mean, and with marketing too, this is not Web 2 marketing. We're doing Web 3 marketing. And what Web 3 marketing, what we've really found, especially in Solana Web 3, is word to mouth is the most powerful thing in this ecosystem. It's so powerful because I think there's only 3 million wallets that have ever minted an NFT on the entire planet. That's nothing, right? I see people in other servers that are in my server in like 20 different, like I see the same reoccurring names all the time. I know people by their JPEG, right? I know people by their PFP. And one thing that we're doing really hard for marketing going forward is AMAs all the damn time, every week, several times a week. We had one today with Wastelanders and Secret Sphinxes and Necrobotics, right? We had AMA with Broken Dragons. Like we're trying to pump out AMA as much as possible because we want to, give our insight of what's going on with the space, how we're changing the space, and what we're doing. So that's the real marketing strategy for us is word to mouth.
And one thing that I think is, and we talk about this all the time recently, it's kind of been our main discussion point is identity. Something that's really important for us and that we're trying to build out is brand identity. That was one of the key motivators for making the PFP collection is we saw, damn, all of our holders can't rep us, right? Like we have some holders that like their PFP is our billboard asset, or like they zoom in on one of our promo guys and then use him, right? Like that's not good enough for what we want to do. And so that's why we're making the PFP collection so we can grow. It's a growth avenue, and not it's very interesting to see how not only does this collection bring new hands into the HV ecosystem, it also brings in new utility, and it also brings in it's a marketing thing, right? So now you guys hold our PFPs. So now people see us as a PFP, and then you're able to display the brand within your personal identity and bring more people in that way. And it's just there's a lot of stuff that goes into collections. We don't just make things to make things, right? We make things for really good reasons to get people moving that way. So yeah.
Jack asks, can Bonza create a way to stake all NFTs at once so I don't have to stake them one by one? It's already done.
I think that's in Diamond Vault.
Yes, that's we have already, got that figured out. So you should be good, Hank Jack. Fiber says yes, but your NFTs will be blacklisted. Hank Jack's been getting kind of powerful recently, so I don't know. Hank Jack's become too much of a whale. Teeth has been asking this actually a lot, and we've skipped over it, I think, a few times. Have you guys thought about doing an auction for an S tier, not through the voltage auction house, but for Soul, so it's open to a larger audience? Yes, we have thought of something like that, and we're still coming up with the best solution of how do we print this S tier into existence, because people really want the S tier. The S tier art looks hella dope. If you guys haven't seen it, it's like a little UFO. We actually have merch of it. Yeah, this little UFO. It's like this UFO scene. Actually, no, it's not. It's not
the same. No.
It's not the same. It's a different.
It's similar.
It's the same UFO, but it's it's displayed differently with a lot more penguins. They're going crazy. No, around the UFO.
But what the slide you were just on is other art as well. Like,
what are you talking about?
That one.
Oh, this.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's possible. Shout out. Drizzle said, shout out to the people that made the banners. If you talk about the graphics, Jericho makes every single graphic we have.
I make every graphic. Yeah, I make every single graphic that's printed into HVW existence. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Is there any other questions?
I think that's basically it. Do you have a screenshot of everyone? I got a screenshot.
I mean, it's recorded. Well, I don't know if it has. Do I need to like record scrolling through everything, all the chats?
No. I got it already.
Okay, cool.
I think that's it, guys. I think that's all the questions we got on Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, thanks again for showing up, everyone. We did a brief overview of HVW, the Citizens, our upcoming collection. I'm going to go back to our first or second slide right here. So here is all the mint info. We're minting on 4/20, so mark down your calendar. The HVW holders, the people who are getting the free mint, are going to be able to mint at 1 p.m. They have a 1 p.m. Central. They have a 1 hour window to do it. So, if you miss it, that's going to be unfortunate. The window is going to be 1 hour, and we're not going to extend it. So it's going to be 1 hour for you guys. Whitelist mint, they're going to be able to mint up to 765. You guys are going to be able to mint at 2 p.m. and you will have another hour to mint. And as for public mint, that's going to be 3 p.m. We've left plenty for public because we've been asked by a lot of people, I want to stack 10, I want to stack more than 10, whatever. We've left a lot of spots for you guys to stack as much as possible. So yeah. Yeah, everything's going to be on 420, 1 to 3, and in public's going to be kept as long as we deem necessary. And we think we're going to sell out, but if we don't sell out, it doesn't really matter because all this is going to be HV. It's not going to affect the main collection, and both collections have their own objectives. So,
Yep.
So yeah. But anyways, we're going to be airdropping eggs after this, and giving everyone some whitelist spots. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Socrates, you got anything to say?
No, I think we answered an absolute shitload of questions. We're in for an hour and a half.
That's pretty good. This is recorded, by the way.
Yeah, so people are gonna have a lot to listen to.
So you can watch back on it if you want to.
But if any other questions come up, guys, like we always have the ticket system. We have the questions channel. If you're a holder, you can always ask an outside chat. Our community is super helpful. Like we're always here to answer any questions. And always available for collaborations, ideas, anything, feedback. We take feedback really well. Like everything like that you could possibly think of, we're always receptive to. We're just a few clicks and messages away. So, but yeah, thank you guys for being here. We always love talking to the community. You guys gave us a bunch of questions, and it was really, really productive AMA for sure.
All right, I think that's it, guys. I'll see you guys at Mint. So, all right, take care, everyone.